welcome to today's demo. Okay, so today we're going to be making a melty summer card. And so I was thinking, like, what could be melty? And so of course we're going to make popsicle things, themed things today, because popsicles are fun and melty and they're just exciting. And then we're going to be we're using tiny little mouse stamps today as well. And these are my stamps that come from Lawn Fawn. They are so cute with their little faces. Oh my gosh, they are just a joy. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to cut up popsicles. So this is my die cut machine, which I use pretty much every week. And then these are rounded rectangles. These are die cuts. And so the rounded rectangles, what you have here is you have them all the different sizes. Now what I found is that the middle one kind of looks like a popsicle stick, which is perfect. And so then you can pick out a couple other ones for the popsicle itself, kind of depending on how rounded you want your edges to be or how big you want your popsicle to be. So I think that's the size I'm going to go with. Actually, this one's a little bit bigger, which is kind of nice. Let's see for my card. Oh, we're going to go with bigger ones. That just seems like more fun. Okay. And so I wanted to pick some bright, fun, cheerful colors for our little popsicle time. So what I have here is this is going to be our popsicle stick color, and then I decided to go with these two colors because they just feel more summery. It's just perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our die cut machine here. Since I need to do 2 popsicle sticks at a time, I'm just going to take my little brown paper, fold it in half, stick it on my die cut, and I'm going to cut these actually. If I try to cut it in half, that will try to stand up on me the whole time. There we are. Perfect. Take a little popsicle stick and we'll run it through. Cut out those little guys.
How many sheets can you go through?
I usually do 2. 3 you can do if you go back the other direction. When you only have 2 sheets, then you can go through one time and you're totally fine. But it is nice to be able to know like what the thickness is. I have actually been able to cut as thick as like a cereal box weight with these thin little dies, which is surprising because you wouldn't think they would cut through, but it actually does. It's pretty wonderful. All right, so I'm going to cut out my kind of that hot, what do you want to call that color? They call it rocket red, but I wouldn't call that a red. I would call that like a vibrant, what would you even call this color?
Vibrant salmon.
Yeah, like neon salmon. There we go. So we have our neon salmon color and we have our green there, which kind of looks kind of like kiwi color. Okay, so these are going to be our little popsicle guys. And that's going to be all the die cuts we're going to do today. Sometimes we do a lot of die cutting, sometimes we don't. All right, and then on my little gray paper here, I have my 2 little mice because I want them each holding a popsicle. So we're going to take our black ink pad. The VersaFine Clair brand is my favorite brand for stamping because when you're stamping with it, you can actually get really crisp images. It looks like you printed it off the computer, but even more wonderful is that it's completely waterproof when dry. So you can actually do watercolors over it and the lines aren't going to move or anything. So in the world of art, you actually tap on your ink. That way you don't accidentally over ink it. So we're just going to stamp this down. And then I have my other little guy, I can stamp him down too. So I have 2 little stamps. Now, when I have my little mice here, traditionally when I'm cutting these out, hello Linda. Jay, would you mind grabbing my fussy cut scissors, little itty bitty guys? When I go to cut out my little mice, I actually cut off the tails. Hello Linda. Because when you cut off the little tails, you're not trying to fussy cut around that tiny little line, and then you can always redraw the tails in later. And just in case since you're just joining us, we're making a melty summer card today. And we're making, yes, melty. So we're making little popsicles. So the rounded rectangles die cuts I have, the middle of the rounded rectangles kind of looks like a popsicle stick, which is perfect. Card. Oh, thank you very much. All right, so now I'm going to fussy cut my little mice here. And so I was just telling Daisy here that whenever I cut out the little mice, I generally just cut off the tail because I can always redraw it in later. Because otherwise, when you have your trying to fussy cut that little tiny tail is just kind of a pain. It's really, really difficult to try and do. Yes, yes. And I just love these little guys, and their little faces are so adorable.
They are Lawn Fawn.
Yes, oh yes, Lawn Fawn little mice.
Lawn Fawn.
Oh my gosh, the Lawn Fawn stuff is really, really cute. I use a lot of it. Lawn Fawn always sends over little demo stamp kits for us to use as business owners. So then that way, whenever I'm making a little sample, I can use some of their products because I have several other little stamps ready to go.
Yeah.
And they oftentimes will include words and images that go
Well,
well
you're so
together.
tiny.
I know, they are so tiny, and so they're actually going to be rather small in comparison to our rather large popsicles. But
I guess they dream big.
yes, they dream big. I just really wanted them to have a fun and happy summer was what we were going for here. Jay, can you bring me
die-cut
a
those, or-
black pen, like
Yeah.
maybe a Uniball?
You did? Okay.
Yes, I cut out both of those, and I had a tiny. I wonder where my popsicle stick went. Oh, how weird! I'm sure it's around here somewhere. I actually lost something last week, and I couldn't find it, and then come to find out, it was actually attached to my sweater. It was
hitchhiking.
quite funny. Oh, interesting. Well, it'll show up. I'm not worried about it. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to score this at 3 and 3.5. There we go. And I'm not going to forget this time. I'm in the wafer. There we go. All right. Now we have our small side and we have our large side. So we're going to take our double-sided tape, put it on the back side of one. This is going to go on the large side. I'm going to do the large side first. We're going to lay this down. And then on the small side here, we're only going to be gluing it right here in this section here. So I'm going to do double-sided tape. I'm just going to do a little bit, and then I'm going to stick this on. It's going to overlap here, but it's going to line this up, and it's going flush all the way to the edge of the card here. There we go. And then that way, when you open and close the card, perfect. Now it will tuck in really nicely into that little section. Oh, yay. Okay.
All right.
That's what it's supposed to look like. All right. Now I'm going to stamp on the inside of the card my rainbow ink pad here. Then we have our little happy summer. I'm going to do the word summer is going to be yellow. So I'm just going to tap on the ink. We're going to put this on the inside of the card here. Perfect. All right. So now on our front here, we're going to lay down our little mice with our little popsicles. Now, the theme of today is melty. So you're probably wondering, how are we going to have a melty popsicles? I would love to share that with you. So this is clear embossing powder. I don't know if you know what have you ever done heat embossing before, Daisy? It is quite fun. But do you know that you can actually heat emboss clear ink and clear powder, and you can get a tone-on-tone effect on the certain types of paper. It's really, really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our clear ink pad, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to brush it along the edge, just one edge of my little popsicle here. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just brushing ink only on one edge. So we're taking the ink pad and bringing it directly to it. This is clear embossing powder in here. I'm going to take our clear embossing powder. I'm going to pick up the color. So it's just right on the edge like that. And you can kind of brush it so it looks a little bit more smooth and not so choppy. And then we do the same thing with the other side. All right. And then we're going to take our heat gun. Just have it right here. Take the heat gun to it. Whoops. Make sure you take it out of the way because this does melt at 450 degrees. And when you do this, what ends up happening is, one, it looks wet, but two, it actually has a tone slightly darker than the paper itself. And so that is the tone-on-tone technique, and you can see that there along that edge. Isn't that fascinating? I love that technique. Okay. All right. So now we're going to put our card together. Okay. So on the back side here, we're going to glue on our little popsicle stick. And the same with this guy here. And then let's see the direction that they're going to be melting. They're going to be melting kind of towards each other. Oh, I think this popsicle stick's actually the length of the other one here. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and close this so that my card is flat while I'm putting this together here. Perfect. All right, and then my glue. Okay, so we have this guy here, and we're going to do this guy here. There might be a little bit towards the top there. Perfect. So we have our little guy. This is him holding onto the popsicle. I know, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Oh my gosh, because it's obviously like way too big for this itty bitty little mouse. but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. There's no problem here. It's obviously gonna go great. And he's obviously gonna be able to eat this popsicle way before it starts melting. All right, and then this little guy, we're just gonna put him down here. Perfect. Okay. All right, and then to make the drippy effect, we're gonna add Stickles. So Stickles is this right here. So Stickles is going to be this glittery kind of, it's in a clear medium, but it's in a fine point tip. So because I want this to look drippy and kind of melty here, so I'm gonna take my Stickles, whoa, that's way too much, and I'm gonna run it right along the edge of my popsicle card here. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this side here, just where it's kind of melty. And then I want kind of some drip marks here, and that will kind of make it look a little more melty-esque. Okay. And then I'm just gonna do some little dots kind of here and there, just to kind of make it look a little bit more fun and festive. And we'll do the same thing here on this guy. All right, and there we have our happy summer little melty card with our little happy summer inside and our little popsicles on the outside.
Oh, you could put other things inside there too.
You certainly can.
put
But I
more
just thought those
mice.
guys were so cute and fun.
Lots of little mice
I
inside.
feel like it needs more. It needs more something, but I'm not quite sure what else we can add in here. Let me think about this. Maybe we could add. I think I'm gonna add a couple stars because why not? Just fun and festive.
Snatch it from the front of the camera.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Yeah, Stickles are great.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Because I'm the kind of person I like stars, and it will just make it look a little bit more fun and exciting. I think so. I think that's what we're gonna do here. Because why not? I know stars technically don't really go with summer, but that's okay. It just makes it feel more magical. Because I'm a magic kind of a person.
Yep.
I know, Linda, you're like, yes, Ellie, you definitely are. Always with the magic. There we go. And that way it just looks a little bit more exciting. Nope, that doesn't make sense to put one right on top of it. Okay, here we go. That just looks a little bit more fun. All right, perfect. All right, and then you guys are welcome to stay and make the craft today for $5. Otherwise, you can just enjoy it and see it from afar, and then there'll be a new one out next week. So every Wednesday we have a new $5 craft, and you're welcome to come by the shop, and then you can make it and you get to learn something, have hands-on experience using some of the fun tools, and then you can leave with a full card. We'll see you again soon, friends. Bye-bye.